Hey guys, welcome back to the Hive. I'm the Hive Mother, and today we'll be playing another episode of Strange Horticulture. In the beginning of this episode, we're going to flip over another card. North of Hawksheed, east of Lowick, west of Rustland, south of Crinkle Crags. The book both fascinated and terrified her in equal measure, and after studying it for some time, she reached a decision. She would never use the power she had discovered. She would hide the book where it could never be found. Day 3, Sunday. With our new card, I'm going to put it in clues with the other one. And we have a full will to explore. I did notice in the settings that there is an option to auto label plants. I think I will be clicking that, and let's see how that plays with us. We're going to go back. Because I noticed that our mushrooms here, the label disappeared. Let's see which one it was. Because we do have two pages. It's the Wandering Boo. Oop. And I did spell this wrong. It does not have that first R in it. Okay. With all of our plants labeled properly out of the way, I think I am going to summon another customer. We do have our 4 character info cards filled out. I do wonder what these other ones will be, but let's find out today. Wilbur Miller. I'm looking for a plant. Lady of what's it? Something or other. I'm no green-eyed drearer, that's for sure. My mind isn't at all what it used to be. He's looking for Lady of Summer. So we're going to go to the table of context in our book, and we're going to pull Lady of Summer. The leaves curl round delightfully, which combined with an attractive flower and a hardy nature make this a sought-after ornamental plant. Aids with condition of memory deterioration associated with old age. And I don't believe he doesn't fall under our character cards. It's just a little side character. And with that, let's figure out what our Lady of Summer is. Seems to be similar to this upside down tulip. No. that smells pleasant. Hardy nature. Okay, this seems more of a winter borer type of flower. Let's see what this one might be. Pale flowers, the leaves are quite soft. Nothing's really standing out to me for this one. These petals on this flower aren't as coming to a point as this picture seems to suggest. This one looks kind of similar. I notice it doesn't have these little feelers coming out of the middle of the flower, and I'm not completely sure on this one. I do notice that they had another entry for a different flower that did have these thorns on it, which might suggest it not being the Lady of Summer, but one of the other plants in the book. This looks nothing like the picture. I'm going to assume that that would not be it. This also doesn't look like the picture. Not looking like the picture. I mean, this looks like the picture, but it is Gandy root, and we have already discovered that. I mean, it's potential that this could look like the picture, and maybe these are in full bloom, and that's why they're open in this way. It does have these little feelers coming out of the middle of the petals, and the petals seem to have some points on them that would suggest being similar to this picture. So I think this could be an option. Green colored flowers, they smell wonderful. The leaves curl round delightfully. Hardy nature. The flowers are soft purple with a sweet scent. Yeah, none of these plants are particularly standing out to me, so we're going to touch and go. That was not the Lady of Summer, and our Rising Dread bar is almost halfway full due to our mistake. Okay. I am not confident we have this flower. And with that, I'm not completely sure where to go from here. Maybe there's something within our clues to get us a new kind of flower, whether it be from the Sisterhood of Ardunia or Amos Duncan or this particular flower here. But let's pull up our map and maybe we can find it. I know we have a customer right now, but let's see if it lets us go anywhere. Let's see if we can find the third river depicted in this clue card. And it says row H. We're just going to roll over each of the spots with the depiction of a river and see if any of the names line up. Not seeing anything at this moment. River Kent. This is from the Grisdale Forest. The third river. So I do see here that we have a larger mouth, and we have 3 rivers coming out of it. Do we have anything else that's similar to that? This has 3 rivers on it. This has 3 rivers on it. This is River Kent. It does fall within the H row. It wouldn't hurt to click, and we would just have to water plants to fill up our bar for Will to explore. So that's what I'm going to do. Just going to water a couple of these until the bar is full. We're just kind of looking for some advancement with either another book entry or a new plant, though a new plant would help, hopefully, and it'd be the Lady of Summer. It would help with Mr. Wilbur Miller, but a book entry I feel like would just further us in the game some more. Alright, so it looks like our will to explore is again full. And we're just going to go back into the map. I'm not getting anything from this character card. The Sisterhood of Ardunia, we have failed in our duties as protectors of the forest. You will find us deep within Grisdale Forest, which is here, 1 mile from the lakeshore across from Trover. Trover, lakeshore, let us click into here. The sister tries to stop me from entering, but I show her the letter and she lets me through. Okay, so that was pretty straightforward. The last time I clicked into the middle of the Grisdale Forest, that might have just been the part of the sisterhood that was not willing to let us try. So with this, they would like a flower. I'm ushered into a walled courtyard and then through a large oak door, along a corridor and down a set of stairs into a cool basement. Lying on a table, draped in silk, is the Arda. There is not a mark on her, but her open eyes are black, her mouth, her veins, her hair, all as black as a raven's wing. Do you know what could do this? Asked my escort. I set to work. Okay. I assume that this plant that we are about to look into will be what caused this death for the Arda. Into our strange book of plants, into the wren. The long leaves of the wren are known to turn black in the presence of certain poisons, so it can be used to detect them. Though it has no flower, it is said to smell unpleasant to those who have known death and sweet to those who have not. Okay, so we're looking for a leafy plant with no flowers, and this seems kind of similar. It has a scent that scratches the back of my throat. This kind of has fruit on it. This is leaves, smooth waxy leaves. Okay, I could be wrong and we could just not have this plant yet, but I am feeling this one. It seems to be the one without any kind of flowers on it. And they have this one, but this one seems to match the description a bit more. So we're going to use this plant. And we were correct. The plant has been identified, and we did get a new book entry. We're going to collect that. It's a gray sandfire. Sandfire has a dark outer bank, which has many useful properties. Some chew it as a form of dental hygiene, taking care not to swallow it as it can cause unpleasant stomach distress. The flame-like tendrils give off a smoky scent, adding to the impression of a roaring fire. And back to looking into the death of the Arda. For Grisdale Forest, I extract a sample of the Arda's blood and introduce it to the wren, and my suspicions are confirmed immediately. The leaves of the wren turn black, which can only mean one thing: gilded dendra poisoning. Upon presenting my findings, I am rushed away quickly. The sisters do not want me hanging around, it seems. They do, however, send me on my way with a couple of plants, which I am grateful for. So we got 2 plants from helping identify the poison from the Arda. Hopefully they will be what we're looking for in terms of Mr. Wilbur, but I'm not completely sure. This one to the side happens to look pretty similar to this picture, which is important, and we do have another plant with flora and thorns. Nice. So we're just gonna slide over and find our new plants. I'm going to pop this in here. It has a pleasant scent. The leaves have stiff ribs. Dried stem, burns very brightly. Flowers are wrapped in large ridged leaves. This, I feel like, is a shimmerlung. And with that, I'm going to label it. Not in yellow. I'm going to label it in purple, just to kind of make sure that I don't get it mixed up with something that has been already properly identified. But with this purple, I'll be like, this is pretty close. So if anything asks for a shimmerlung, this would be my first option. And since it has not been checked off, we're going to keep it in a purple, just to kind of keep it separate from our already identified plants. And Mr. Wilbur is still looking for Our Lady of Summer. Let's see if we have gotten anything else with that. Okay, round leaves curl around delightfully. This being our other plant. We're just going to pop him down over here. I'm also going to add a little bit of some reorganization going on up here. I'm going to put the plants with fruits rather than flowers up at the top, just because we have a lot of plants with flora on it, and I would like to keep everything as organized as possible. I'm very quick to get confused and distracted, and I do not need any help with it. Alright, I'm just gonna bring one of these over here since I moved that plant along. Here we go. Keep everything as even as possible. I'm still not having anything jump out to me with the Lady of Summer, and I'm not sure what will happen if we raise the Rising Dread bar all the way up in a single day. I'm assuming something bad, so let's try to avoid that. we're going to take this time to pop that in the archive and pull out all of our clues. I'm kind of getting the sense that this compass will relate to this in some way. Why don't we give that a try, and if that doesn't work, then we will go on and see if we can decipher this letter. We did try a couple of spots on the map, but didn't have any luck with it. Why am I opening this? Oh, excuse me. Go back. Will to explore. We're going to pull out our compass and our clue card, and we are going to look for not north of Hawksheed or Hawkshed. Let's see. Rustland, Crinkle Crags, Hawkshed. Hawkshed. Okay, I see it. North of Hawkshed. Hawkshed. Crinkle Crags. What else? I'm not seeing Rustland. I am also blind. That is a large contender here. Royal Amberside, Hawkshed, so north of Hawkshed, south of Crinkle Crags. Okay. That falls in row E. It's going to be east of Lowick. I'm sorry. And let me see if I can find it. East of Lowick, west of Rustland. Okay. And I'm assuming it can be anywhere on the map. This is Lowick, which is perfect. Rustland. So that's going to fall on column 17. So, Crinkle Crags, Hawkshed, and row 17. Oh, E17 was the block we fell into in the map, and we did not need this weird compass thing. My eyes are drawn to the silhouette of a grizzled old man standing at the edge of a field. His mind is broken, seemingly beyond repair, vacant eyes fixate on nothing, a whisper of an expression as my gaze sweeps his face, but only a whisper. He raises his arm, points. I follow his outstretched finger and am surprised to find a cluster of wildflowers are growing there, hidden from view. Okay, we got 2 plants. And not looking like Mr. Wilbur's Lady of Summer here, which is pretty disappointing, but we will work on it. I do need some more room here, and the Will to Explore has a need for some more juice. We're just going to continue to water some plants here. And hopefully we will be able to acquire some new plants, and hopefully one of them will be the Lady of Summer that Mr. Wilbur is looking for. Okay. With that, we're going to open our map back up in the Will to Explore area. And we have 3 options. We have a clue, we have 2 letters. We have an upside down tulip that we have not really got any other explanations for. Not seeing anything resembling that. I'm also not great at looking for it, and I'm sure somebody else knows what's going on, but not I. Let's go back to Gosforth, which is here. It's a hateful town. He was beaten and robbed, and he began recovering in the woods to the south of the town with a group of travelers. On the northeast corner of the wood, I sat and stared at a bright flower. And northeast corner of the wood. The wood has a calming effect on my mind. It does me good to escape into nature, away from the stench and clamor of Undermere. It is not long before I spy a bright flower among the trees, and with this from Mr. Amos, we have acquired a new plant. And this looks just like what Mr. Wilbur Miller is looking for. Okay, perfect. Let's get that to him right away. Use plant. This should be our Lady of Summer. Accidentally dung the bell. Plant identified, Lady of Summer. We got a new book entry for Finnet. Chewing the tough root of this plant is said to ease gastric distress and reduce anxiety. Has long, soft leaves. Nice. Okay. Mr. Amos can make his way into our archive. We're going to open our Strange Book of Plants back up and into the entry for the Lady of Summer. And I'm just going to take our... Oh, I'm sorry. It labeled it already. Pretty useful in the settings. It's not too difficult to label them, but I did notice with the disappearance of this label, and I of course have made made some errors in our labeling process, so I'm just going to leave that setting into effect here. And we only have 2 clues left, and I've gotten nowhere with those, so we're going to summon another customer. It's the mailman, David Schaefer. They're saying that the Arda has been killed. I know a lot of people don't trust that sisterhood, but it always seemed to me that the Arda always looked out for the less fortunate. We have a letter. From Amos. The cold is too much to bear beyond the gap. I was forced to turn back. I would advise against it, but if you are determined to explore Great Gable, be sure to take precautions. Knowing you, I'm sure you'll have a plan up your sleeve that can keep you warm should the weather turn against you. Okay. Sounds like something for me to do. And the Great Gable is up here. It's not seeming that it has any specific place in mind, so we're just going to click right into the middle of it. After several hours of arduous hiking and scrambling, I am still some distance from the summit. I'm freezing cold and ready to head home. I should do the sensible thing and turn back down the mountain unless I have Brimlock. And of course I have some Brimlock. And let's find it. Those suffering from hypothermia can be rescued by a draught made using the leaves from the Brimlock plant. It has a warming effect that protects against extreme cold. When conditions are just right in the cold of winter, brimlock produces small yellow flowers. The leaves are waxy and tough. Okay. We need yellow, waxy brimlock. Small yellow flowers, waxy and tough. And this seems to be our leaf shape. The leaves are waxy. Small yellow flowers. That was just a good guess at this point. Brimlock, plant identified, rewards. We got a book entry. Sunset mount cap. The sunset mount cap is a type of fungus with domed cap, sometimes called stinking mountain cap. As a result of its unpleasant odor, it is thought to deter unwanted souls and spirits from entering the home and is often placed in doorways. It is mildly toxic to humans and should not be eaten. Stinking mountain. Ooh. Yeah, I kind of feel like that would be that particular entry. I push on, no longer feeling the cold, and am presently rewarded. We have a plant. A new plant acquired. Perfect. Where did he go? Alright. We're just gonna pop him down. And we are going to archive our most recent letter from Amos. And we're going to summon another customer, Norman Lee. And once again, no update in the character information cards. This plant is cursed. It has brought me nothing but sorrow. Please take it. I want nothing more to do with it. Cursed plant. It's a shroom. We all love a good cursed mushroom. And he fits right up here. Alright, day 3 has been very fulfilling. We have managed to label some of our current plants, and I think this is a good place to end today's video. I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.